What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access. Yo, Russell Wilson is in the building today. Will he sign? Will the Giants move on from Aaron Rodgers and go sign another veteran quarterback in Russell Wilson? Man, we're going to talk about it right after the intro. Let's get it.
4, 3, 2, 1, connect!
Thank you guys for tuning in, and look,
I'm feeling pretty good.
welcome to New York Giants Full Access. All right, we are back. New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk and NYG22 Unpopular Opinion Sports. Man, we talking about Russell Wilson today being in MetLife, man, going in there meeting with Joe Shane, Brian Daboll, and John Mayer. Is this the quarterback the New York Giants to move their attention to, opposite of Aaron Rodgers, to try to get that veteran presence that they looks like they desperately want in the building? Should they target this man Russell Wilson and forget about Aaron Rodgers? And if so, what does Russell Wilson bring to the New York Giants? NYG, talk about it for a second.
Well, I think Russell Wilson brings leadership. I think he brings leadership to the New York Giants. I think if you're thinking about taking a quarterback in the draft, you got to think about signing a guy like Russell Wilson, because you have to think about what your quarterback needs. You need a leader. You need somebody that knows the game, that's won a Super Bowl, and that is willing, keyword, to take a back seat and allow a rookie quarterback to develop while he goes out there and is a mentor / a bridge for your quarterback. Now, people say, oh, on the field, want to talk about football? Russell Wilson went to the playoffs last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. When he got back, Justin Fields got benched. They let them both go. Now they chasing Aaron Rodgers like the Giants. I think they both making a mistake. But never mind that. Let's get back to Russ. Russell Wilson has always been a high completion percentage quarterback. So when you're running a short passing offense, like Brian Daboll's been running, we only can judge what we see on the field. Then with the, he ain't open the playbook up. Open it up, goddammit. It's been 3 years. So I can only judge what I see on the field. Short passing offense, Russ got it checked. He kind of matches some of what Sador does in college, but I think Sador is a better quarterback, a more talented quarterback than Russell Wilson, in my opinion. But the accuracy, the timing, the, what they call it, anticipation. You got to think about those things, because those were the things that you said the last quarterback you had lacked. He didn't have those things. So now you got to understand, you want a quarterback that can be efficient in your offense. Brian Dable said it. Look at what it looks like when we get good quarterback play. Smart, intelligent, accurate, anticipation. Check. Now, arm strength. You wanna go up with the off script plays and different things like that. I don't think you're gonna get that, but what are you looking for? That's what the New York Giants need to understand and figure out. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, I think you get all that with Russell Wilson. And if you decide you want to stick with that same little philosophy that you had last year, Russell Wilson can run that to a T. He is accurate when it comes to the short passing game. He's also very accurate when it comes to throwing the deep ball. He still has one of the prettiest deep balls in the game. So he'll be able to use people like Darius Slayton, maybe even a Jalen Hyatt. Now, his passing over the middle of the field has diminished a little bit with Russell Wilson. We're not going to sit here and act like this is still Russell last name Wilson. He's older now. He's less mobile now, so don't bring him over here thinking that you're going to run him all day. No, he's going to run your offense to a T, and he's going to make some plays. Will he make some mistakes? Yes. He's always been that type of player to make a couple of mistakes, but his athleticism back in the day, trumped that. But now he's lost that a little bit. So this is a guy that you can bring in where if you do get a Shedeur Sanders or a Cam Ward, it would be an easier transition for those guys to come in behind a Russell Wilson and learn the game from Mr. Wilson, other than like an Aaron Rodgers who is going to alienate them. I don't give a care what you say about Aaron Rodgers. He is not training no quarterback. That's just not what he does. But he could get, Malik Neighbors to take another level. He can get with Wan'Dale Robinson. He can work. He's worked with many different types of receivers. He's worked with a DK Metcalf, a Tyler Lockett. The receivers like, oh my God, I can't remember his name, but he was dope and he was super underrated. Before Lockett became Lockett. Oh, I can't think of his name right now when they won the Super Bowl, but he was dope. Baldwin. He worked with Baldwin before he turned him into a star. Only thing you're not getting with Russell now is you're not getting that uber athleticism that he had when he first came into the league, where he was looking like Fran Tarkenton. He can't do that anymore. But guess what? If you build a philosophy where he doesn't have to do that, he can still run and get you a first down here or there. He's still got that amount of wheels left in him. He's just not able to run in circles anymore and turn his back and turn around and throw a ball and make a completion out of nothing. He's not that type of caliber player anymore, but he can still get it done for your team. And if you're looking for that veteran to play a season, to allow your rookie quarterback to learn the game, hold that clipboard, learn a little bit from Russell Wilson, learn a little bit of leadership capabilities. A lot of people call this dude a lame and call him fake and everything, but I tell you what, his teams make the playoffs. They do. They always make the playoffs, whether you like him or not. When you did the Mr. Unlimited and everything, yeah, he's a little goofy. He's not your typical Aboriginal brother at the quarterback position, if that's what you want to say. But his teams make the playoffs. When they lost the Legion of Boom, he was still leading them to the playoffs before he got traded to the Broncos. And guess what? The Broncos, they were bad that year, but it wasn't his fault. You actually go look at his stats. When he played with the Broncos that year, his stats were pretty doggone good. It's just that he wasn't Sean Payton's cup of tea. And that's okay. He got released. He went over to the Steelers, came in, took over for Justin Fields, who was playing well himself. Justin Fields was playing pretty well last year before he was benched. But Mike Tomlin said, look, I'm going with my leader. And he led them into the playoffs. Now, did they falter towards the end of the season when they made it to the playoffs and, backed into the playoffs? Yeah. But he still was good, man. And if you want to read off the stats in YG, go ahead and read off the stats for him.
Well, last year, Pittsburgh 6-5 record, 63% completion, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He had a QBR 51.3, a quarterback rating of 95.6, 225 yards per game, and 7.4 yards per attempt. Now, I mean, he had 2,400 yards and 16 touchdowns, and he only played in 11 games. So it's not like he knocked it out the park, but that's not what you're looking for if you're the New York Giants. Now, the previous year with Denver, 7-8, but 66% completion. Now we got to talk about coaching. Okay, no knock to Mike Tomlin, but he was hurt this year, remember. So back in 2023, healthy year, 66% completion, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He had 6.9 yards per attempt, 204 yards per game, 50.7 QBR, and 98.0 quarterback rating. So, I mean, Russ is not killing it. Definitely not Mr. Unlimited. But
yeah, he's
a quality quarterback that can get it done. So, that's what I got, son.
He's that quality quarterback that you can bring in and let him play half the season and let your rookie quarterback learn behind him and come in and learn a couple of things from Russell Wilson and add it to their athleticism that they have now and their way of playing the game. And you know what? That can make that rookie quarterback, whoever you bring in, that much better. Especially with Russell Wilson, if you get a Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, it makes that transition so much easier for those guys. And guess what? If it has an easy transition and you win some games with that quarterback, you might even be able to save your job. You might be able to save your job instead of trying to go all out for Aaron Rodgers. And if it doesn't work out, the whole shebang is going to go up in flames. With having a Russell Wilson, he will probably sign a 2-year deal and be willing to sit behind that rookie quarterback the very next year and actually probably will be excited to teach him because I think he's going to be a good teacher after the game if they allow him to do that. He doesn't have a bad reputation as far as being a a-hole. You know what I'm saying? You may have some things where he will want you to reach through his agent to get to him, but it is what it is. He's never really been a horrible teammate to people. He might come off as a little lame to certain people, like a Marshawn Lynch and everything, but when Marshawn Lynch sees him in person, he ain't got no beef with him. He shakes up with him, hugs him, and do everything. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only one I know that might have a legit beef with him is Richard Sherman, but you really don't even know what that beef is about. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a dude that's not easily accessible. And if you want to hold that against him, then hold that against him. But it's never been really a horrible thing with Russell Wilson where he's creating a distraction for a team. He always goes out there and he does his jobs. And most of the time, his team is always in a playoff race. So if you look at to be in a playoff race with a veteran quarterback, get this guy. I think he will come over and I think he will be dope for the Giants. It'd be something new that you haven't seen, and he'll give a different flavor to the Giants. And, you know, he might be able to win you a couple of games that you ain't supposed to win. Who knows? But my overall thought is, man, I'd rather have this guy over Aaron Rodgers any day. Any day.
There you
go. That's a fact.
There you go. And that's it, bro. Him over Aaron Rodgers. And that's where we at. Because I'm not going to say Russell Wilson is the best quarterback out there. I'm not going to say Russell Wilson should be the end all be all for the New York Giants. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say is that I think Russell Wilson can come here and compete. I think Russell Wilson can come here and run your offense. I think Russell Wilson can come here and mentor your young quarterback. And I think Russell Wilson can come here and be a leader and help change the culture of your franchise. And that's what we've been talking about. culture change for the New York Giants. Listen to me, y'all. It's coming. Y'all better get ready. Better get ready. Russell Wilson, Shedeur Sanders. I'm saying it right now. Yeah, me, Unpopular Opinion Sports. That's an unpopular opinion. The original unpopular opinion. Don't copy my style. Respect it. Shedeur Sanders, Russell Wilson, we rocking and rolling, bro. Let's get it. Because that's culture change. It's a culture shock for some of you fans. It might be a culture shock for the ownership. But you know what? It is necessary. It is necessary for the New York Giants to sign Russell Wilson and draft Shedeur Sanders and quit listening to the haters that want Aaron Rodgers, who destroyed the New York Jets and tried to destroy the Green Bay Packers. But they tough. And the New York Giants need to be tough and not listen to that nonsense and not buy into the media bullshit. Let them go to the Steelers. They can handle it. They got Mike T over there. No cap. He all right. He good. He ain't gonna let Aaron Rodgers ruin the Steelers. But you come here to the New York Giants, a fragile organization. It's gonna be hell to pay. Sign Russell Wilson. He wants to be a New York Giant. Why do y'all shy away from players that want to play for you?
Facts. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. You chase after the people that don't want to be on your team. The fan base does it too, all on Twitter. Oh, he's a Giant. He should be a Giant. He's a Giant. And then the people that want to sign with you, the people that want to come over here and try to change something, that want to make a difference with the New York Giants because they have that stigma about the New York Giants. They still think this is a grade A franchise, a place to where it's supposed to be, where you want to be. You let those players walk out the door. Russell Wilson wanted to be here last year, and you let him walk out the door. You told him that, no, we're going to stick with Daniel Jones, a quarterback that you knew that you didn't want. You don't think this team could have been better with Russell Wilson last year? I think it would have. Now, I will say this. If you would have had a Russell Wilson last year, you probably wouldn't be in the position that you are now to draft your quarterback. But now Russell Wilson is like, okay, I saw the vision as you want last year. Bring in your quarterback. But let me come in here and change this culture. Let me see if I can get you back to the playoffs. That's what you want. You want your rookie quarterback to look at a guy that's going to go out there and give it his all and try his best to get you in the playoffs in a division that is absolutely monstrous. But guess what? He's going to go out there and play. He's going to do his job. And you're going to see a couple of those touchdowns. It's like, what the hell? He did that? Yeah, he's always been that type of player. He keeps you in games. And guess what? When you tell him that, hey, it's time for that rookie to come in, he's going to say, okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to sit down here and I'm going to be behind my rookie quarterback. And hell, if you tell him, hey, we give you another check to come back in here and be the backup to the guy that you've been training for the past year, Russ would do it. And you know what? He'll probably go and retire and go be Mr. Unlimited with Sierra. That's it. There ain't gonna be no drama. There ain't gonna be no BS. He ain't gonna cost you a bunch of money. He ain't gonna cost you no draft picks. He's not gonna bring your franchise down in the fire. He'll probably enjoy his 2 years that he's here, and he will say, thank you for the opportunity. I'm going home. And then that's it. And probably is gonna be in New York because that's where his wife wants to be.
And you want players that want to embrace New York. Why don't y'all want that? Why don't y'all want the players that want this team, this city that's starving for championships? You got a Russell Wilson who has won a Super Bowl. You got a Shedeur Sanders who comes from a pedigree of a player who's a legendary Super Bowl winning cornerback / receiver, all-time great Deion Sanders, kick returner and all that, and played baseball. Yeah, forgot about that, didn't y'all?
Russell Wilson played baseball too.
Absolutely. Getting to that. Good point, Pat. Keep cooking, bro. We on it. Telling you, pedigree, bro. Pedigree. You want to change the culture? It takes a person of pedigree. Landing point right here. Last culture change came from who? A Manning. Somebody with a pedigree.
Yeah. So this is your opportunity to get your pedigree back. This is your opportunity for that pedigree to have somebody that he could respect. I'm quite sure he can respect Russell Wilson. And this is a guy, like I said, if it comes that time for him to be benched, he's not going to complain. He's going to go on that sideline. He's going to clap. He's going to do his way of motivating his team. Come on, guys, let's go. We can do this and all that. Whether you want to call him fake or not. I do know this. Most of his teams were in playoff contention throughout his whole career. You can make the jokes about him, Broncos, let's ride, that whole ordeal, but you saw the stats. He had 26 touchdowns and only 8 picks in a situation where the head coach and the head man did not want him there. So you don't know what happened in that situation. You don't know if the coach was turning the players against him, the reason why they were looking at him crazy. You don't know what was going on. But guess what? He stood through the storm and he played until he was benched for Jarrett Stidham. Didn't go off the rails, didn't say anything about Sean Payton and them. He did say at the end of his tenure that, hey, look, they benched me because they wanted to get rid of me. Okay, cool. He got his settlement, went over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You didn't hear anything about the Pittsburgh Steelers. And guess what? You didn't hear anything from Justin Fields about Russell Wilson. Did Justin Fields not want to be benched? Of course he didn't want to be benched. He wanted to prove that he could be a quarterback in this league. But guess what? He got benched for Russell Wilson. And guess what? They were on the sidelines talking, laughing, and everything. Now, he didn't go back to the Steelers because he wasn't guaranteed the starting job again, because the Steelers are, they're doing kind of what we're doing with Aaron Rodgers, but at least they have a reason to do it. They have a Super Bowl caliber team in their minds.
Right.
We don't.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It makes sense for them to go after Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't for us. But guess what? Everybody left on good terms. And if it wasn't on good terms, he ain't let you know it wasn't. You see what I'm saying? You need some of those guys to come in here and do that for this team. You need a guy that people can look to and seeing that their leader is like, come on, guys, we can do this. In the back of his head, we finna get our ass whooped. But guess what? We're going to give supreme effort out here. We're going to go out here as a professional team. We're going to give it our all. At least we gave it our best. You're going to need a couple of guys like that to come to this team because you're in transition. You don't want that transition for your new quarterback to be an Aaron Rodgers and telling you suck every 2 seconds.
Word.
Puffing
like,
and puffing.
On,
you know what I'm saying? Making us feel like this is the way that the NFL is going to be my whole career. No, you need to look up to a dude like Russell Wilson who's going to give it his all and be Mr. Unlimited. Be that lame dude on the sideline saying, come on, guys, let's go. And they're down 30-0. But guess what?
Don't y'all like Lane? Don't y'all like the choir boys? Y'all don't want the flashy man with the chain. Y'all don't want the dude with the swag. Y'all tell us you like character. That's what the Giants been wanting to draft. They're not going to Sador Sanders. Too much swag. Too flashy. Out of pocket. Cam Ward, too confident. Overconfident. Out of pocket. Y'all ain't earned nothing. He earned it.
Yep. Whether you like him or not.
He earned it. Whether you like him or not, he earned it. So you can't knock that. And he's what y'all been saying y'all wanted, which was the quiet guy that's going to do the right thing and not ruffle no feathers. Yep. Why would you want Aaron Rodgers, who is going to do nothing but ruffle feathers?
On purpose.
On purpose. So Russ is the play. I'm hearing a little bit about Flacco, but I'm cool with him too.
Yeah.
This guy right here is going to help mentor your young Aboriginal quarterback that you're about to draft at number 3 overall. And y'all stop hating. It's going to happen. And I'm putting it out there. Unpopular opinion sports, man. Let's go. New York Giants full access. Let's go.
I do believe Russell Wilson will be your quarterback. If it's not Russ, it definitely will be Joe Flacco. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Steelers. Mm-hmm. He's just enjoying the publicity that he's getting right now. Pat McAfee is helping him out with that publicity. So you should not want the nightmare of Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Pats are always doing something.
Help something.
But this is the type of guy that you should want here to lead into your new generation with your new quote-unquote generational quarterback, whoever that may be. This is the type of guy you should want to bring him in. And guess what? You can actually get 2 good years out of Russell Wilson. 1, come out there and playing, showing him how to play. And 2, being that mentor before he retires. And that's it, man. He can show him how to be clutch, because this dude is actually pretty damn clutch. It comes down to it, man. It's more times than not, that dude has made plays. Is like, man, how the hell did he do that? Yeah. He's always done it.
4 game-winning drives and 4 fourth-quarter comebacks in 2023. Mm-hmm. Only had 1 last year, but again, hurt, didn't play the full season, and you know the situation with Pittsburgh and Justin Fields. So
we'll see, man. We'll see. But I do believe that Russell Wilson is the guy that should be here in New York. And it just makes sense, man. It's the only thing that really makes sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy that's going to come in to take over anything. He's not the guy that's going to come in here and ruffle any feathers. He's just a guy that's going to come in and do the job that is asked of him. And he's going to leave off into the sunset and retire after a pretty damn good career. Almost a Hall of Fame career, if you ask me. But I'll choose this over Aaron Rodgers any day, bro. Real talk.
Yeah. Facts.
But this has been New York Giants Full Access, man. Your boy NYG22, Unpopular Opinion Sports with Big Pat Sports Talk, man. On the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. Y'all tune in and might get some good news today that Mr. Russell Wilson is the new Giants quarterback moving forward, and we get our quarterback at number 3, which should be Shedeur Sanders. But we'll see, man. Any last words, NYG, before we get out of here?
Nah, man. You already know. Hit the beats, man. Peace.
Or just the Giants organization that really put Daniel Jones in the forefront and carried him in that type of light, man, on national TV.
$223. The suspension also opens the door for the Texans to release Al-Shahir.
Then in 1976, guess who was hired? At T-Spans. This is where preference plays the biggest.
I'm gonna have to knock this down and get the oohs and ahs of Houston.
Welcome to the Aboriginal Sports Network.